Skillet Sports presents.
You're listening to The Sizzle on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
Welcome in again. You know who it is. You know what we've come to do. It's The Sizzle here on Iron Skillet Radio, Iron Skillet Television. Oh, man. Oh, we got a wild show today for you. It's all hardwood. It's all the hardwood.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be fabulous. It's going to be fantabulous. But before we can get into any of that, I have to say, what's up to Jay?
Man,
Jay, how you feel today?
I'm feeling good, man. I just want to dedicate this show, man, to my friend, man, my brother. We've been getting together a lot of years. I hadn't seen him in a lot of years. Anthony Lyles, man, Tony Lyles. He's been battling this stage 4 cancer, and we're starting to see it close and into that story, man. So he's, started his transition, but got an opportunity to go down today, man, and sit down and talk with him for a couple of hours, man. He was coherent, man. We went back and we reminisced about some things, man. So I just want to say I appreciate all his love over the years, man. And so love go out to the Lyles family and family I've known for a lot of years. So just want to say thank you, man, for all the good years and all the fun that we had. So I just want to give this show to you, man, and say thanks.
Well, let's jump into it. And I want to, just get us into this good mood. We're going to be a really good place right now because guess what? The Cubs are won their division. So, Jay, how do you feel about the Cubs and their division win?
Well, look, okay. The Cubs slid in the back door because it was a 3-2 loss over in PNC Park. So they slid in. They slid in the back door, but they got in. They're in the division. Now we're waiting to see if they can clinch the Central. But, hey, it's good, man. Since 2016, they're back in there battling. You never know what could happen. If the big hammers get to happening, you never know the Cubs can go far.
Hey, Jay, did you know that the Chicago Bulls have just hired a brand new head coach?
Hey, man, I'm happy with Billy Donovan. I'm happy, man. I'm happy with him. This is what the Bulls needed to do. Did I want a Mark Jackson or a Tyronn Lue? Yeah, I would have liked to have seen that. But I'm very, very happy with Billy Donovan. He's got that championship pedigree, 2 national championships out of Florida. Led OKC, I think, all 5 seasons into the playoffs, even though he had 2 of the greatest players that played the game over there. I don't see that roster with the Chicago Bulls right now. But this is a guy I know that can bring in these recruits. And so this is what the Bulls need, a great pickup with this head coach, Billy Donovan.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the Bulls more in the hardwood section when we get going. But, hey, since we're talking about the hardwood and we're talking about basketball, Jay, did the Lakers collapse in their Game 3 loss?
No, the Nuggets almost collapsed. I mean, he almost had 2 20-point leads, and he almost gave them away. Look, the Lakers just got outplayed. They should have lost Game 2. We should see a 2-1 lead for the Nuggets right now. I think the Nuggets with the next Game 4 is going to tie up this series. I think the Lakers are in for a long battle, and the one LeBron James cannot take off these fourth quarters again.
Well, let's keep it right there where we're talking about hardwood, and we've got to talk about the GOAT, MJ and NASCAR. Jay, have you heard about the merger of Michael Jordan becoming my majority shareholder in NASCAR?
You know what's really cool about this is that not only he's a majority holder, he's got Denny Hamlin in there, which is huge, and he's partnered with Bubba Wallace, is going to be his driver. Going to be fantastic, man. I'm really looking forward to this. There's actually going to be some money behind this. Denny Hamlin is no joke. So we hopefully see that possibly, we might see a NASCAR driver actually, a black NASCAR driver actually compete for the championship.
So we're going to ask it again, sizzle or fizzle, for our last Hot 5 in 5. Are the Bulls? Yeah, we're going to ask are the Bulls for real soon. But are the Cubs for real? Is this the real deal? Is this all sizzle with the Cubs, or is this all fizzle?
Man, I don't know, man. The Cubs are so up and down. You look up one day, they're playing great, and then also you don't know. I really don't know, to tell you the truth. I don't know what to expect. I mean, they could go far in the playoff just as easily. They can get bounced out early in round 1. They expanded this playoff to eight teams right now. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know what the Cubs are going to do. I really don't know, but I'm waiting to see.
And that's your hot 5 and 5. And since we're there, we're talking about the Cubs. We're talking about that Central Division, and we're talking about what's going on in the NL. Jay, if you had your pick between the Cubs and the White Sox, who do you feel more comfortable with? Who are you more confident in right now?
Oh, definitely the White Sox I'm more confident in. I think if those big bats stay up there, they just keep bashing the ball around the park, they're dangerous as a playoff team because they can hit the ball out of the park. Do they have a certain right fielder out there, or left fielder, I'm sorry, a certain left fielder out there who's riding around in a clown car with big with big clown shoes and cotton candy trying to catch it? I never thought that I would actually see a player out there who was worse at playing outfield than Kyle Schwarber in Chicago, but we have one playing for the White Sox. This guy is. I'm glad he got the net out there, because if it wasn't for that net, he'd have hurt himself. He'd been on the IR about 5 times.
He's like a flying Lawinda just going into the wind. He's just woo.
I mean, you don't know, man. It's a comedy. Every time he goes after a fly ball out there, you just never know, man. You're waiting for the you know what I'm saying? Right. Like, here's how not to play left field in the major leagues. I mean, it's just amazing that this guy can't catch the baseball. But beyond that, though, I think they're probably the best team out there. I think the White Sox have a much better chance than the Cubs.
Okay. So when we're looking at the Cubs right now, who's their major competition right now in the NL? Who is it, that team that you think they're going to run through the Cubs if they go head to head?
Well, I don't think look, let me tell you something. If their pitching holds up, if Yu Darvish keeps pitching like he does, if Kyle Hendricks starts pitching like he has been doing, you look at Yu Darvish, man, who has been the best pitcher probably in baseball, close to it this year. He's a contender for the National League Cy Young with a 2.22 ERA. He has 88 strikeouts in 69 innings. That means he's just punching the ball in there. If this guy and Kyle Hendricks can go 1-2, I think the Cubs can play well against anybody. The Cubs are the Cubs' worst enemy. I'm not really concerned about who they're going to play. The problem is, are the Cubs coming ready to play when it's time in the postseason and their bats wake up?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about where they are right now. They have been so beleaguered. They started off like gangbusters, and then they fell back, and then they're back, and I don't know what to make of Jay Hay. I don't know what's going on with Anthony Rizzo. I don't know if he's becoming a soprano or not. It's all kind of, I don't know. I don't know, really. I really don't know when it comes to them. I know that you have dangerous teams out there. You have the Braves out there. You have the Dodgers there. You've got teams out there that can make some noise, but I don't know. I don't know if we've really seen what the Cubs are this season. I don't know. Maybe we have. I just don't know if we have.
Well, to think about it, look, the big three got to hit the baseball. Javi Baez has got to hit the baseball. Rizzo's got to hit the baseball. Brian's got to be in the game to actually hit the baseball. That's what's got Schwarber's got to hit the baseball with this new designated hitter type. That's the biggest thing with the Cubs, because I think their pitch is going to hold up. Yu Darvish has looked like one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball. I think he's going to do that in the playoffs. Yu's been really, really good. So I think that 1-2 punch up top, pitching-wise, I think they're going to be fine. I think, the closer's always been a little iffy, but they've been okay with that recently. I just think right now, can Rizzo bring his game up? Can Rizzo get going? Can Schwarber get going and maintain it? Those guys up top got to hit the baseball. Can Brian stay healthy? They got to hit the baseball. If they hit the baseball, they got a good chance. I don't like the Cubs in these 2-1 games. Don't like it. They have a tendency to lose those. Just like they had this walk-off the other day, today for this 3-2. They have a tendency to lose those. They need to get out in front, so we'll see what happens.
You know what, Jay? It's getting ready to get time for the hardwood. Man, we got to talk about some more basketball. We got to talk some hoops after what's happened tonight. So are you ready? Are you ready? Let's roll into the hardwood. You ready?
I'm ready, man. Let's go get it.
Oh, let's go. The hardwood here on the Sizzle.
by Michael Fuller. That's 13 consecutive field goals. It's their James required for him. They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry. Oh, what a shot from Curry with 0.6 of a second remaining.
Okay, Jay, you know what it is. Everybody knows it's time for the hardwood here on the Sizzle. So listen, man, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Lakers and the Nuggets because it was a hot game today. When I say hot game, it was almost a hot mess. It was almost an epic collapse of a hot mess. So, Jay, what were your impressions of the Nuggets and the Lakers game 3?
Jamal Murray. I just want to say his name is Jamal Murray. Can I say it again?
You can say it again.
It's right. Jamal Murray. Look, man, this guy had 28 points, 12 assists. 12 assists! And at the end, when they needed him, he was there. He hit a turnaround jumper at the end of the ball game to lift the Nuggets out when the Lakers were making that last rush. Look, you're looking at a guy who's been leading this team. They should have won game 2. Now you're looking at them again. They had a 20-point lead. They were 23, I think it was 23 points to 6 halfway through the second. That's how many points they scored on the Lakers. The Lakers clawed back, and then again, the Nuggets clawed ahead. Outscored them again. And then I think you just saw the Nuggets relax on the back end, and then the Lakers, with that championship pedigree with those guys on that ball club, came back and pushed back and got it to within, 3 or 4 or 5, something like that. Right. But again, Jamal Murray put the ball in his hands. He don't look exceptionally quick. He can't jump exceptionally high. But I know one thing, he can play. And he put this team on his back. You got the young fellas out there shooting the ball well. This is a tough ball club, and I'm going to tell you right now, the Lakers are in for it coming game 4.
Yeah, let's talk about game 4. Let's talk about what's going to happen as far as, are you looking to see the Nuggets even this series up, or is this going to be more of the same? It's going to be a back and forth. Can the Nuggets pull out game 4 and tie the series up?
Yeah, without a doubt. I actually think they're going to do it. I really think they got really pissy about losing game 2. On that, because that was, it was a great shot by AD, but that was, let's go, let's throw that same shot out there 10 times, and let's see if how many times AD is going to hit that shot. You know what I'm saying? So, it was a great shot by him, but they should have won that ball game. Now you see today they surged on the Lakers twice. Twice they surged on the Lakers. Now, on the back end of the Lakers closed it up, they did, but they got surged on twice. So what I'm saying is that the Nuggets have finally figured out that we can actually score on the Lakers. And we're also trying to see now, is this playoff series starting to get to some of the Lakers, older guys on the Lakers right now? Is LeBron starting to slow down a little bit? He shouldn't be, but he goes away in the fourth quarter sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So, but now, I'll have egg on my face when we talk about this on next game because LeBron will come out and drop 40. and the Lakers will win. But I don't know. You got to have this. You got to have great turnouts from Superman. Those bigs inside got to go against. The Joker was amazing. Again, he was amazing. He's getting it figured out how to do it. So I'm really looking at a young Nuggets team right now who's saying, "Look, man, we can win, and we're trying to figure out how to do this. And the more they learn, the more tougher they're going to be."
When you're able to do turnaround, fadeaway threes and fall back and just make it look effortless, when you're able to go to the rim at will, and when you're able to really dominate the paint the way that you've seen Jokic do it, I don't know, with a determined Jokic and a determined Murray, it's going to be hard, but let's go a game up. Let's skip up ahead. Let's look at game 5, because game 5 is always that deciding game. That's the deciding factor. That's always where the money is. That's the money game. So, is it possible for the Nuggets to be able to win 2 straight games, taking that game 4 and taking game 5, and then having control of the series?
Well, they should have won game 2, and they showed without a doubt they were the better team on the floor in game 3, without a doubt. They surged twice. I'm picking them to win this 4th game, again, like I just said. And is it very possible they could win this game 5? I think so. I think you're going to see desperation once this game 4 win happens. I think you're going to see desperation out of the Lakers because right now it's win it all or bust for the Lakers. If that's what happens to them, now you're going to see guys pushing. Now you might start seeing a little infighting going on. You might see Rondo's been a good little soldier lately, but all of a sudden when the pressure starts coming and LeBron starts stamping his feet out there and starts getting in people's faces, this might be a different show.
Yeah, it could be a whole different game if Rondo flips that other switch. If it's the bad Rondo, it could be a wrap for the whole thing. And I don't know. Let's see, Rondo, LeBron James. Is there anybody else on that Lakers team that has any playoff experience? Oh, I'm sorry, Jared Dudley. So you got Dudley.
Well,
Rondo,
AD ain't got no playoff experience?
Not good playoff experience. I mean, he's been to the playoffs.
Okay.
It's been horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, so right now, it's winning time right now. I mean, this is pressure. This is the Western Conference Finals. I don't care how you look at it. This is the Western Conference Finals. It's pressure time right now. And I think these Nuggets believe that they can win these ball games. And I'm not exactly sure if the Lakers believe. I think the Lakers were really entitled. And these last two games, the Lakers didn't look good. I mean, I don't know, G, you tell me. Did this Laker ball club look like championship material these last two ball games, Game 2 and Game 3?
No, they look like a team that was surviving, just getting through. Yeah. And I'm remiss because I forget about JaVale McGee. Yes, he has championship pedigree, has a ring.
He has 2 rings.
2 rings. Yeah, you're right. So, yeah, maybe he can give you like a double game. Maybe he can give you like double sit-downs and double get-ups. I don't know.
Double dippers? What are you talking about?
I don't know. I don't know what double he can give you at this point.
We want Tutti Frutti and strawberry ice. I mean, what double dipping are we doing?
Double scoops.
We're too scooping out here. Oh my
Baskin Robbins double scoops.
You know what,
That's
man?
Right.
Yeah. When's the last time you've been to Baskin Robbins? You know, it just ain't what it used to be, my friend.
No, it's not. The last time I went, I just didn't feel that love. I didn't find that ice cream love that I used to have.
You know, I'm extremely lactose intolerant, so I really can't enjoy the ice cream anymore. But there used to be a certain joy when you went into Baskin Robbins. You know, you could go in there, you would mix up some stuff like you would never think about before. You would get the butter pecan and the strawberry, cheesecake. And you slap that all. You slap that all on the same cone. You really wouldn't put those two things together because buttery pecan cheesy cake with strawberries. Actually, that might not be bad though, as I think about it. But
You know what? I used to like that daiquiri ice. I put that blue daiquiri ice with something and just give it a little spice. And I was like, oh yeah, this is what I'm gonna do.
So okay, now let me ask you a question, Chief, because I'm gonna know what type of real fella you are now. Do you get a regular cone or a sugar cone?
It depends on who's with me.
Wow.
If it depends on what she wants a bite of. No, I'm just.
Wait a minute.
I'm a waffle cone myself.
You're a waffle cone type of guy with the little spoon?
I'm a waffle cone. Because I need you to pack more into that joker. I realized that you could get more in that waffle cone.
That's true.
So I was like, yeah. Go ahead and pack that waffle cone. Now, I'll pay the extra $1 for that.
Are you a sprinkly type of guy? I want nuts in my cone. Come on. I went all the way there. That's all I can say that.
Well, I guess that's better than saying you want fruit in it because, I like, I'm not going to do it. I do like pineapples. I don't know why.
I'm not a pineapple fan. I'm not a pineapple fan.
I was not. And then one of my partners just kept getting pineapples on his pizza. So shout out to D-Rock. You know who it is.
Well, hold it. Fruit's not allowed on pizza.
I didn't think it was allowed on pizza. But then he kept getting it. And I was like, you know what? This isn't that bad. This is kind of fire. I like it. So now I get like because I'm trying to live wholesome. I'm trying to live. And big shout out to Biz Marquis. Prayers go out to you and your family, man. Get better. Listen, all the brothers out there, if you're diabetic, take care of yourself. That's why I get a healthy pizza now. I get mine with chicken, spinach, and pineapple. Yeah, it's a balanced pizza. Yeah, okay.
Hey, for all those people who just saw me cut away to myself, staring at myself, I actually thought I was actually had G Sizzle on the screen. So it actually took me about 10 seconds to realize that was, and I'm not cutting it out. I'm leaving it in there. But whoa.
Yeah, it was just the look. It was like,
I just want to let you know. It took me about 10 seconds to figure out that was actually me up there and not G Sizzle. But hey, this is what we do when we're up late night, man, trying to bring you this content, man. Every once in a while, you're gonna get one of those movements. Yeah, but hey, man, yeah, all you big guys, look, we're big fellas. You see us out here, though. We got the chipmunk cheeks. You know, we ain't missed a meal ever. We haven't ever missed a meal. But the whole thing about it is, man, if you're a diabetic, man, let's start eating right. You know what I'm saying? Let's eat some vegetables. You know, make sure your A1C is A1C. Is that what it is?
yeah, well, it's not
Your numbers,
AC.
whatever
Well,
it is.
yeah, your A1C. You don't want your AC even bad either. Though.
Yeah, but you need to
You're
you
a big
need
man with no air. It's a disaster.
yeah, I know, right? But you need to get up in there. Go get checked. You know what I'm saying? Go get your blood work done. Do what you're supposed to do, man. This is a sizzle point. You got it, especially guys. You get a couple of gray hairs on your chin. Let's go to the doctor, man. Let's go get that physical. Let's do what we got to do. We want to stay around. We got a lot of sports to talk about. And you might we might actually have a couple of champions here in Chicago. You just never know. Might have the L Series coming. You never know. You want to be around for that.
Or you might have what's getting ready to come in the next segment. We're still talking to Hardwood because we got to talk about the Chicago Bulls. All right, Jay. All right. So let's talk about it. Chicago Bulls make a their 21st hire. Historical. I'm going to say it's historical because I don't think they've ever had a headliner coach come in. I mean, you got Phil Jackson.
Yeah, this is a big deal.
You had Tom Thibodeau, but they weren't headliner coaches. They were assistant coaches.
I was about to say that. They were headliners.
No, they were guys who were beside the guy, and they came in and carved their own way. But you're talking about a man who has been in the last 6 seasons. He's been to the playoffs each of those last 6 seasons and got all the way to the Western Conference Final, and he was able to keep the Russell Westbrooks, the Kevin Durant, the Chris Paul. He was able to really keep that whole thing afloat. So what do you think about Billy Donovan becoming the next head coach of the Chicago Bulls?
Oh, we finally got a real head coach. Finally got a real head coach here in Chicago. We haven't had a head coach, and I'm going to tell you what, even with Phil Jackson, that was not a big-time hire. We haven't had a big-time hire in Chicago in forever. I'm going to say we never had one. I mean, Tibbs is about the biggest name that we had in here, and Tibbs sort of created that name. But to have a guy with some actual cachet, a guy who can come in here and get it done. This is a guy with over a 600 winning percentage. This guy knows how to coach. This guy was co-coach of the year. So this guy knows how to get it done, and so I'm waiting to see what they're gonna do with Zach Lavine. That's the next question. Next question on the list.
Well, Zach Lavine gave his response as he was playing Call of Duty. He was like, wow, we got a new head coach. That's big. That's really big. That's great. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, man. Maybe millennials and I just don't get it all yet. And maybe it'll make sense in a minute. But like, they're so just blah about everything. It's just kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, well, yeah, we got a new head coach. He's kind of cool. He's going to be okay.
Yeah, well, you know what I think it is? You got these kids with a lot of money right now. You know what I'm saying? And so they're only going to respect a big name anyway. That's why you see some of these, coaches out here, the Jim Boylans of the world. Also you got guys out here after a while, after they start, the system doesn't get them the points they want. They start rebelling a little bit. You also start seeing them playing iso ball and start doing some things differently. And what's the coach going to do? The coach going to pull Zach Lavine or anybody else like that and go sit him down? No, that ain't going to happen. Not going to happen.
Wait, stop. It did happen.
With who?
With Jim Boylan. With Jimmy Boylans. Like, you should know something wrong when you've had two Coach Boylans in a place and they're spelled differently. That should be a bad
Right,
omen.
right.
That's just me. But
Right.
yeah, Jim Boylan told Zach Lavine, "You're gonna sit down here, buddy, and you're gonna follow what I say, and you're gonna do it because I'm a hard-nosed coach, but I love you because I'm intense."
You know, let's not be Harry High School right now. You know what I'm saying? See, that's the whole thing about it. You can't be Harry High School. You have to be one of these coaches that look at and go, "Oh, you don't want to play for me? You know, I'll move you to somewhere. I'll move you to basketball hell."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're
he was playing with the Bulls in that basketball hill.
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh,
okay. It ain't
okay.
Not yet. Not yet. You still down there at the Madhouse at Madison Avenue. You're still down there. Michael Jordan's statue hasn't got up and walked and left yet. He might be on his way to the Charlotte Motor Speedway though. Pretty soon they might move the statue down there. you know. Oh man, I wonder. You know what? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I mean, I'm just going to, since we're on the hardwood, I'm gonna revert a little back to that Michael Jordan piece.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if his car will ever get out of neutral because the Charlotte Hornets never did. But it do. So.
This is what happens with late night production.
Oh man,
this is what happens when you have to stay up and wait to see what happened in the late game.
Yeah,
and see that the Nuggets are better than they thought they were,
yeah.
and then try and hold this information and say, "Oh, by the way, the Bulls got Billy Donovan. That's a big thing."
Yeah.
So look, man, does he do the Billy Donovan tour? Does he bring back Joe Kim? Do they go and trade with Philly and bring back Al Horford? Does he make it full Billy Donovan-ish?
You might now. I wouldn't be surprised. You might see some of that. You might see some retreads run through Chicago. That might be possible, but they're going to be coming through because they fit his system. Now the question is, right now, how many of these Bulls are actually going to be here in the next 2 years? I want to say not a many. I'm going to tell you right now. I think about 5 guys on this roster are still going to be here after it's said and done. I think.
Okay.
I think you're going to see a big dump coming out of here.
Well, if that's the case, let's talk about his system quickly.
Yeah.
What is Billy Donovan's system? What does he do well? What is it that is his specialty when it comes to players on the court?
He's a pick and roll, space him type of guy. You're going to play. You're going to play pick and roll, and you're going to play pick and roll, and we're going to play pick and roll. So he had to have a big that's going to be able to roll to the basket, and he needs spot up shooters. That's what he needs. Also, he's a guy who's going to play with pace. So you got to ask the question right now: which Chicago Bull out there is your spot up shooter? Do you have one? That's number one. Number two, who's going to push pace for you within the confines of a system? And who you going to play pick and roll with? That's what I'm saying. Now, you're looking at this ball club right now. We might have 4 or 5 guys left after Billy Donovan gets done with it because we don't really have a pick and roll type of offensive guy. Even Zach Lavine is not really a true pick and roll guy. He's an ISO guy, super athletic ISO guy. Kobe White is the same thing. He's not a serious. Kemba Walker, they all need to go to Kemba Walker school of playing pick and roll. And see how a guy who actually knows how to play pick and roll, because the Bulls don't know how to play pick and roll. I don't understand that, and we see year in and year out that the Bulls get playing iso ball, and all of a sudden you look up and they're trading baskets, and all of a sudden the Bulls go cold, and that's it. You got to get more attempts going toward the basket. You got to get guys on the foul line, and you got to get shooters open on the three-point line that can knock down shots for you. I don't know if you got a knockdown shooter on the Chicago Bulls. And if what's his name? I can't never say his name.
Arcidiacono.
Yeah.
Ryan Arcidiacono.
Hey, Ryan, I love you. You play great in the league. But if the Bulls run him out there again to be their shooter, they're not getting to the playoffs. You got to have
who. Huh? They got a shooter. They have a shooter.
Who?
You know who their shooter is.
Oh, Denzel Valentine.
Oh, you got to love the game, baby. You got to love the name, love the game. It's Denzel Valentine.
Hey, like I said, I for whatever reason, I think he's still going to be on the ball club.
Well, I was going to ask you, Chris Dunn decided not to come to the voluntary workout, to the post-bubble,
big whoop,
non-bubble.
Big whoop.
Yeah, but But Denzel Valentine did.
Oh, Denzel Valentine probably has a cot that he's sleeping at right there. Dude, Denzel Valentine knew which side his bread's buttered on. He's going to be there every day. This is a guy who's going to cash a plenty of paychecks in the NBA. And look, I joke with Denzel Valentine, but there's a guy, an undersized guy who's not super fast, who can't jump high, and still playing well enough to play in the NBA. Kudos to you. Kudos to you. Now, if you put him in the right system, could he be a guy who can come off the bench for you and do some great things for you? Possibly, because every once in a while you do see him explode a little bit, shooting the ball for you. I mean, you just got to be in the right situation. At least with Billy Donovan, we're going to have a rock-solid offensive system. Do we know if these guys are going to actually be able to play this rock-solid offensive system? I don't know, because some of these guys on the court, I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be really interesting. But like I said, I think we're going to see a dismantling of the Bulls. But it's very possible that he could pull this together and we can sneak up into that 8-7 seed in the East, probably in a COVID shortened season again next year. Actually, they might get a full season next year because they figured out how to play. Do you think these guys? Sidebar. Do you think this guys, if we're still COVID next, because the season's getting ready to restart. As soon as this playoff's over with, we're back playing basketball again. What? Into November? What, Christmas?
Well, there'll be Christmas. It'll be December. So that'll be, if you get it around Christmas time, if they start the season around the 25th and then kind of roll it back and maybe do more divisional games this go
try to play a full slate. I need to go try to play a full slate. So
full slate.
Let's ask a question, because they've already talked about that it's possible that there might be more coronavirus, more COVID-19 coming once the weather changes, and then you have the flu system going on, right? The flu season going on. Will these teams go into an 82-game bubble? Is it possible? Because the only way they're going to get a full season in is by doing what they're doing right now. So is it very possible that they're during the 82-game bubble and they're playing basketball in that type of situation? I don't know.
Well, when you got guys going into private workouts, that's what they're doing now. The Bulls are those who are here for individual workouts who are on schedules. They're being sequestered at hotels downtown. So it's possible you could have a campus environment where, wow, that can you imagine another quarantine system where teams will have to go to a designated place?
Yeah.
From the end of December till March?
Till March. So you're talking
March or April?
5 or 6 months. 5 or 6 months in a sequestered place to play basketball. You know, it's going to be really interesting, man. I think you're going to see some rebellion if they try to do it. But
let's talk about the mental health issue.
Yeah.
A lot of it, I think it's downplayed what happened with the Clippers, and people have taken their shots. But you've got some guys on that team who were verbally saying they were having mental health issues and that the bubble was getting to them.
Yeah.
I think it got to some players enough where they were just like, I don't care if we win or not, I'm going home.
Well, I think it did get to some guys, but I think this might be the reality for a while. I mean, you look at all around the world right now, and some of these are countries that reopened again, and COVID-19 is back. And so the only way they've been able to play these games is guys been on shutdown. So unless they're going to go and play a 40-game season, and do something like they just did, or a 50-game season, and drop guys back into the bubble starting in February, so we can get back on the regular schedule for basketball, and maybe they cut out a third of the season, and they play it short.
It's kind of like with baseball. You just, instead of an 80-game season, you play a 40-game season, like a 42, 43-game season, and then go right into your playoffs after that.
Yeah, well, the thing about it, baseball, they play 162, then they cut it down, to what, like 50 or 60 or whatever it is now.
60, right.
60. So maybe you might turn back around, and this summer coming up, and you see another 60-game season. I mean, it's very possible.
Possibly.
It's very possible that this is what this is going to be. We might have 2 or 3 truncated seasons coming up until maybe 2022 when they get a handle on this thing. So it's going to be very interesting. We're going to see who really wants to play and who really doesn't want to play. It's going to be really interesting right now. So we're in a crazy time.
Yeah, you could put it into quarters, and it would make it. It would. Ooh, that would be interesting. Or you could do fourths where you could go 20, 40, 60, 80. You know, you play 20 games, sit out for a few weeks, come back, play another 20. It seems like a lot of to do for a season, but again, we've never experienced anything like this before.
Yeah. So
we don't know.
Yeah, so you really got to find. You really got, what type of. It's going to be a lot of mental health type situations going on. A lot of guys who have enough money, who might just say, "Hey, I don't have to do this." Right. I got enough money. Now, right. Now your top 4 or 5 guys of your roster have enough money. The other guys don't have enough money to do that. And so you got to look up. Are you going to look up at the end of the year? You're going to have a lot of guys in these ball clubs at the end of an 82-game season that you don't even know their names playing for your local team.
Or you're going to have a bevy if you don't have a training camp. You don't have preseason. Look what happened just in week 2 with the NFL.
Yeah.
You've got your top-end players. And Christian McCaffrey didn't go down, but you're talking about a high ankle sprain. He's out for 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Michael Thomas is out. You got guys now, and Saquon Barkley done for the year. You've got other players, the Bosa brothers. They're both hurt.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a scary proposition to see what could happen in a truncated season. But before we get ready to get out of here, let me ask you this. You just mentioned that some of these Bulls won't be here, and we'll probably talk about it a little bit more in depth when we look at the roster. But right now, if you can't get Lonzo Ball with the 4th pick, what do you do with that 4th pick in thinking that you've got Billy Donovan here, you've got maybe some trade pieces? If Lonzo Ball is not on the table, which if he's there, and you have the 4th pick and you don't take him, you should be assassinated from basketball activities for the rest of your life. But what do you do with that 4th pick if he's not available?
Well, I think it's hard to say now with Billy Donovan. What does Billy Donovan want? That's the question right now. What does he think he is? First thing, does he think Zach Lavine is his guy? If Zach Lavine is not his guy, do we package Zach Lavine off and the 4th pick? And go see if we can go trade for somebody.
Is that good enough to get you Alonzo Ball?
I mean, not Alonzo Ball. You don't want Alonzo Ball. You're talking about LaMelo. No, we don't. We love you, Lonzo, but I don't think we want Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, well, you could trade.
I don't think we want to trade the 4th pick for Lonzo Ball. I don't think we
20. You can trade the 24th pick in the 2015 draft.
LeVar Ball would say you're a damn fool for not trading the 4th pick for Lonzo Ball, but no. I don't know. It all depends what's going to happen, but I think they're going to go ahead and pick that pick, and they're going to bring that pick in house. I don't think they're going to trade it, but Zach Lavine's going to probably end up being here. Unless they can work some magic some kind of way and really go get. But here's the problem is, we understand now in this NBA, one player is not going to win it. You need 2. At least 2. You need Batman and Robin all over the place. Everybody you see, even the young teams, you got Murray and Jokic. You know what I'm saying? You look at all the teams going around. You look at the Miami Heat, you got Jimmy Butler. Now the only team, Jimmy Butler is interesting up there because the Mad Squire, he just got people. If you guys ever watch the
Sir Jimmy,
what was that? Is that season 7 of the Game of Thrones? 6 or 7? I think it was 6. When he's out there and Thibodeau is
I found the town crier. Man, let me tell you.
Look, that is some of the funniest stuff you ever want to see in your entire life, and it's so true. It's
hilarious. All of that mess came true in Game of Thrones. Game of Zones. It is amazing how all of that fell into place and came out. But let me ask you this real quick.
Go ahead.
does this opportunity with Billy Donovan, you just said pick and roll kind of guy, someone who comes in, works it. Does this open the door for Obi Toppin to be taking number 4?
No. You know what? I think so. It could be. It could be because that's his game. Plus, he gives you the athletic guy. See, right now you're looking at the Bulls. You're going to say, okay, you got Zach Lavine, which is the athletic guy, right? You got Kobe White, which is another athletic guy. So now you're looking at the situation, well, do we bring in another athletic guy in here? And now we're just going to try to overwhelm teams with our athleticism, you know, and we go find us a shooter somewhere. So it's very possible. I hadn't thought about Obi Toppin. And I think you're probably right. Obi Toppin is probably going to be there at number 4. So it's very possible that they take an Obi Toppin type of player who's going to be a crash the boards type of guy, who's going to be a tough guy, because Billy Donovan likes those type of guys. You know, when you have a Westbrook type player, you need a Westbrook type player on your team. You know what I'm saying? You need a guy right there who's willing to take off people's heads if they need to, and that permeates throughout your entire ball club. So you need that type of guy. I think Billy Donovan's going to go find that type of guy. It's going to be interesting, but this 4 picks will be really interesting. I just hope LaMelo Ball's still there, because now you would have a true point guard, and that's one thing the Bulls need desperately.
You know, it's funny that you're saying that. In my mind, I'm thinking Kobe White with a little bit more direction. He's got that Dennis Schroeder in him, like that reckless abandon where he just goes just goes.
I almost thought you said Bobby Schmurder. I was like, what?
I don't know if he's got that hot. I don't know. Bobby, wow, he's got that Bobby Schmurder.
He got that Bobby Schmurder in him.
Have you ever heard somebody just be like, "Yeah, man, that dog got that hot that he got that Bobby Schmurder."
Got that Bobby Schmurder. That's why I thought you said that, man.
Schmurdering these boys.
Wow, gee. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just thinking. I'm thinking out loud. Like, okay, so you got Kobe White, you got your Bobby Schmurder of the court.
Yeah.
And then if you bring in an Obi Toppin, he's got to play the 4. So that means somebody's got to go. So that means either Wendell Carter or Laurie Markkinen has to go, or maybe Zach Lavine. And who's getting ready to come up for a contract extension is thought of as being 7 feet and soft.
Yeah, but the problem with that guy is that who's gonna give you anything for him? They should have moved him when they had a chance to earlier, and they never did. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna give you something? That guy hasn't showed you, like, okay, I am the man. I can be the man. You've seen flashes. You've seen flashes, and I'm not saying the guy doesn't work hard or anything, but look, to be a star in the NBA or any major sports program, major league sports program, is an extremely difficult thing to do. These are some of the greatest athletes in the world. It's very hard to stand out from these guys. And you talk about, 7 feet tall guys that can run like deer, and now you have to be able to be exceptional above all those guys. Laurie Markkinen is a very good basketball player. He's just not a great basketball player, and that's what we need here with the Bulls.
Yo, man. We've got a lot to talk about, and it's coming up. So we're going to have a few more weeks to keep talking about this Bull situation. But before we get ready to go, we always have to leave the people with something hot. So, Jay Sizzle, leave the people with something sizzling.
It's time to go find your winter long johns. You're going to need them before it's too. You done packed them away in that corner, back up in there. You don't know what bag you put them in. You ain't got a clue what bag they in. But the colds are coming. It's like, what's that? What's that? The wall up there when we were when you're on Game of Thrones, and they knew the White Walkers were coming. The winter is on the way. The North is gonna rule. If you are watching this anywhere in the northern part of the United States, winter's coming.
I don't know if I can leave it any other way, but yeah, winter is coming. So again, mad shout outs to all of you who are listening. We want to appreciate you and thank you for listening. And this show has been dedicated So we're praying and sending out our prayers and love for every loved one and for all of those who are suffering with losses of loved ones lately. We're still praying for you here at the Sizzle. You know, we understand and we know that things will get better when we see you on the other side. So look, for J Sizzle, for G Sizzle, remember, find where we are, man. Find us on Instagram, social media, social gram. Is social gram a place? I don't know.
Social
gram. Find us there. Well, yeah, it's a gram where it's social.
Wow, wait a minute. Hold on now.
You can find us on YouTube to find, look, the Sizzle Television is there. You can also find us on Stitcher for the Sizzle Radio. Yeah. So you can always find us. We're always around, and we appreciate and thank you again. And listen, you know who it is. You know what it is. It's the Sizzle, the hottest sports talk in the 219. We'll see you on the other side.
Love you, Lyles family.
You know that you can listen to Iron Skillet Radio on Spotify, Apple Podcasts,